What's going on? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Alex Halsey. I'm the health fitness specialist at the McLean location. Happy Tuesday to you all, and good morning. So, hope y'all are ready to get going for today's class. We're going to be back to normal with our push-pull legs, our P.P.L format. So, one push, one pull, one move for legs. All right. So, check the description. You'll see what moves we have that we're going to be working with today. And then you'll also see the format of today's class. So we're going to stick with that 3-sequence format where each sequence lasts 6 minutes. And we're going to do one move at a time per sequence. So we'll do first sequence, 6 minutes, second sequence, 6 minutes, third sequence, 6 minutes. Each sequence, one move. All right. So we're going to do the push first. We're going to do the pull second. Then we're going to do the legs third. This way, again, being able to repeat that movement for the allotted amount of time will allow you to really focus in on the quality of your moves so that you can repeat as many times as you can within that 6-minute time frame. And hopefully that'll make your moves more efficient. You can see where your weaknesses are, so on and so forth, and obviously you can get stronger. It's a little bit better for our central nervous system to have that repeated motion so we can really hone in on that mind-muscle connection and focus on the joints and the muscles that we're trying to work. All right. So for the most part, I'm much better. Not 100%, but I'm getting there. Still coming back from the sickness I had last week. I know we didn't have class last Tuesday, but nonetheless, I'm more closer to my normal self than not. All right. So I'm going to just teach as normal. And these moves are going to be very basic, but I'm always going to try to give you guys the opportunity to spice things up. I'll show you how you can spice things up for progressions to make these moves more challenging. And then, of course, I'll always give you the opportunity to have a move that's a little bit more supported if you need to do something that's maybe a little less spicy. All right. So nonetheless, go ahead and get your weights. You will need weights for today's class. Nothing too heavy. Moderate is fine, and or light, moderate to light, anywhere in there should be just fine. And we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're gonna warm up here. We'll come down to the floor. We're gonna start off with our little rock here, child's pose, and then into cobra. I really haven't done much stretching today, so I'm needing this movement right here. So we're going to take it easy, and then we'll pick up the tempo. We'll pick up the pace soon. So just a suggestion to maybe play some music in your headphones if you have some headphones like myself. Luckily, because I'm instructor, I can have some headphones going, and I can still speak to you all without any issues, but definitely would always suggest throwing in some additional music or something like that to take your attention away and keep your morale up. All right, from here we're going to go straight into cat-cow. We got push-ups for our first move, so I am trying to indirectly load the wrists to prepare for that movement. And from here, I'm going to bring the hand up to the temple, open up, and bring the elbows together. Open up, elbows together. Do your best. Keep taking some deep breaths. Don't hold your breath or breathe shallow breaths while you're warming up. Switch sides. Hopefully you can get some cracks out of those joints. relax. So from here, you're gonna come up to a high plank. You're gonna go push back into down dog and back into the high plank. Pushing your head back like you're trying to push your head to your feet. Really trying to open up and arch the upper back. Two more. And from here, going to stand up. I'm going to loosen up the hips a little bit. So hands behind the head. Just lift your knee, bring it on back like you're stepping backward over an object. And you're going to reverse directions. Now you're stepping over an object, coming forward. Try to keep the core tight. Let as much motion come from the hip as you can. What you don't want to do is turn your body as you lift, turn your leg. We're not trying to turn our entire torso. Keep your torso as square as you can. Let as much motion come through the hip as possible. And you're going to switch sides, going backwards. We have a Cossack squat later in the workout, so we really need to make sure we loosen up the hips, get ready for that. So one leg, not a one-legged move, but does focus on working one leg at a time. Come forward. Still stepping over, so I'm gonna point your toe up as you step over and relax. All right, so now I'm just gonna go right into some burpee step backs. Just bring your hands down, extend the feet out, and reverse. One. So just to get the heart rate going. Two more. Last one. And from here, you're gonna sit down on your butt, back flat on the floor. We're gonna do a few bridges. Just 5. There's 5 right there. From here, just sit on up. Gonna do some arm extensions, some table openers. So all you need to do is bring the hips up. Hands are behind you. 3, 4, 5. 5 more. Roll the shoulders backward. Try not to let the shoulders get pushed toward the ceiling. 9. Last one. And 10. Okay. Push one up. You ready to start? Okay. So, again, we've got 3 moves today, 3 sequences, 3 6-minute sequences. We're going to focus on 1 move per sequence. First move, we have a push-up. The second move, we have a straight arm overhead raise. That's our pull. We're pulling the weight up. You'll feel that in your upper back. And then 4, we have a Cossack squat or Cossack lunge. We're kind of working on lunging to the left and lunging to the right at one time. All right. So starting off with that push-up, 6 minutes. Perform this push-up however you need to, and then we can kind of get into variations to make that push-up a little bit more challenging. I'll describe some of those variations as those 6 minutes elapse. Okay. So again, perform whatever push-up you know that you can do for 6 minutes. Whatever variation of the push-up you feel you can handle for 6 minutes, that's the push-up you need to do. All right, and then we'll get into some more of the modifications or the moves that offer a little bit more support or a little bit less support. All right, so we're going to be starting our 6-minute timer here. It's going to count you down from 5 seconds. We're going to go for 6 minutes. We'll get a 30-second break. Then we'll keep it moving. All right, before before the end of the 6 minutes, you'll hear 3 loud blasts from the timer to let you know time is almost up, and I'll keep giving you check-ins over the course of the 6 minutes. Make sure you have your water ready. Make sure you have your we don't need weights for this one, so you don't need weights. So just listen up, follow along. I'll show you how to spice things up. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right. So again, whatever push-up you can handle for the longest amount of time is what you want to do here. So I always like to start off just doing some regular push-ups just to get my body warmed up and acclimated. So that's what I'm going to do here. Regular old push-ups, nothing special right here. I'm going for 10 reps. Okay. So you don't have to do 10, but I do want you to figure out what number or get close to the number you feel like you can handle each time you do your push-ups. That's why I say do whatever form or variation of a push-up, whatever stance you need to have in order to continually hit that number continually throughout our 6 minutes. So we can play with the width, meaning how wide our hands are, how close our hands are. We can play with the depth. We can play with the tempo. All right, we can play with how, well, that's the tempo. So those are 3 main things we can play, and we can also just play with our hand positioning. So yes, the width, but in general, the hand positioning, the and the tempo. Okay, so that's how we can really spice these push-ups up. So I'm ready to go for the second one. I'm going to go with a more narrow grip here. Hands are much closer. You can try that out to make it harder if you want to. And you can always use an incline like the wall or something at the height of your bed or something like that to reduce how hard that push-up is, or you can come to your knees. Either way, doesn't matter. You can still switch up the hand positioning even on an incline. So maybe give that a try now. Like I said, I'm going with the more narrow grip. Still 10 reps. Let's get it. Alright, so just like we can play with the positioning of the hands, we can play with the positioning of the feet. So that means you can bring the feet wide, you can bring the feet narrow, you can stack the feet, you can have the feet at different spots. So if you want to try that out now, you can try that out now too. I just went for a more narrow grip. Now I'm going to try to go for a wider grip. You can play with the positioning of your feet if you want to as well, but nonetheless, maybe if you want to, you can try and spice it up, do something like that. But just make sure you're able to do whatever you choose to do, all right? We're all trying new things here, but make it make sense, right? We are just under 3 minutes remaining. I'm going to go for that wider grip now. So let's do it. All right, I'm already at 30. We are 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Of course, we can always do more. We're just taking our time. We want to make sure each set is quality. Doesn't matter how many you're doing. All right, so now I'm going to try to go with, I'm going to adjust the stance coming vertically. So not going left and right. I'm going to adjust my stance, bringing my right hand up, my left hand down low. So at least with this move, the hand that's lowest is going to be doing the most work. So actually, I'm going to flip that and put my right hand low because I'm left-handed. I want my right hand to be doing most of the work since that's my non-dominant side. Here we go, another set of 10. we got about a minute left, and keep it up. So if you do find yourself getting tired, just do fewer reps. If you're good, just keep it going. All right. So now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just flipping my hands. Right hand's coming up high, left hand's coming down low. You should be able to get a free core workout in here doing all these push-ups. Think of doing planks, but you're just moving your arms. All right. That might be an oversimplified version of thinking of push-up, but that's pretty much what we're doing. All right. So we got 30 seconds. Here we go. We're gonna try to last this entire 30 seconds, and then I'll just switch my positions when I get to 10. All right, perfect time, and that was 10. So I think that was 50 reps right there. Can't remember, but that was good work, guys. So next we have straight arm overhead pull or straight arm overhead raise. All you're doing, you can do this kneeling or sitting or kneeling or standing, but all you're doing, imagine I have a weight here, arms are straight, keep your arms straight the entire time. Just lift it over your head. All right, so grab your weight. Let's get going. So same thing here. We're looking for 10 reps at a time. Ideally, or if you want to do more because your weight's lighter, do more. You need to do less because your weight's heavier, do less. But again, just keeping the arm straight the whole time. Straight, purposely push your hands into the ground. Squeeze your tricep, straighten your arm out. Lift overhead. 1, 2, 3. Almost like you're trying to push the pits of your elbows into your ears. Try not to let the shoulders shrug into the ears. Last one. Okay. So just like before, like to start off nice and easy. These weights are relatively light. So I did them one arm at a time. I have a kettlebell that's a little bit heavier. So I'm just going to go up in weight. Just need to get that first set done. Get the muscles used to the move. Let the muscles feel the new move because we are switching. So let the muscles feel the new move without too much stress. Then I'm going to increase the weight. For this move, to spice it up, what you can do, same thing, play with the positioning of your hands. If you have dumbbells, you can play with how wide your hands are. If you have a hard time getting up overhead, bringing those weights a little bit wider, and then coming up might be a little bit easier. So, you can either increase your weight or increase the width, just like as I suggested for the second set. So let's go. Try to be smooth with your tempo. Really want to try to get the weight over your head. If you feel like you're arching your upper back, that's okay. That's kind of what we want a little bit here. All right. Whew. Of course, catch your breath after each rep so that we can keep the quality of your reps high. That weight technically is the same as before. It's just in one weight as opposed to 2 dumbbells. So yeah, you can now, if you've either went up in weight or adjusted the width of your arms, you can maybe do the opposite now, whichever one you didn't do. So if you adjusted the weight and you went up, maybe go back down and then work on the overhead pull with a wider stance in your arms, wider positioning in your arms. So that's what I'm going to go for now. We are at 2.5 minutes. All right, here we go. Remember, keep those arms straight. Pushing the pits of the elbows into your ears, slightly arching the upper back. Control the weights as they come back down to the floor. Stop the momentum completely, then restart. Whew, okay. So this went wider. Now we can play with the range of motion. So we can do what's called a 1.5 rep, where you go all the way up, halfway down, then all the way back up. This is another way you can spice this up. So by all means, just a reminder, you don't have to do any of these extras that I'm doing. I'm just trying to give you examples on how you can spice things up. This is your workout, so do whatever you feel like you can handle at the moment. Do whatever you feel like is easy, most accessible to you. I don't say easiest to you, but most easy to understand and most easy to perform based on the accessories and weights that you have. All right. Once you start to sprinkle some seasoning on things, it has to make sense, right? You have spicy foods. You want foods that's going to slightly either increase the spice or tone it down so it's not over spicy. So depending on your weight, you need to use that as your guide to help you understand what you should do next, what makes sense. All right, so we got 20 seconds. Let's just finish it up with our 1.5 reps. So you're coming all the way up, halfway down, so that's in front of your face, then all the way back up. All the way down. And repeat, all the way up, halfway down, all the way up. One more. Time is up. I just want to get that last one in. Okay. So moving on next, we have the Cossack squat or the Cossack lunge. Doing this without weight on air. You get a slightly wider stance than normal, straddle stance. Feet are turned at about a 15-degree angle outward. And all you do, or the time get ready to start, 2, 1. So you can do this with me as I explain it. All you need to do is drop your butt low as you can get, and then come back up. And then go to the other side. Drop your butt as low as you can get and come back up. All right, so that's 1. We're looking for either 5, between 5 and 10, each leg, each set. So let's finish this first set. You're not dropping your chest, you're dropping your butt. Butt comes down and back. Don't just drop your chest. If you just drop your chest, you're now working your low back more than you need to. We're trying to work our inner thighs, our butt and our thighs. So to do that, you have to drop your butt and then push back up. Don't just drop your chest. Drop your butt. We're trying to sink our hips as low as you can. You can possibly sink them and come back up. So if you need to reduce how far you drop your butt or how far you go into that squat, so be it. 4, 5, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So again, 5 to 10 reps for your Cossack squats, and we can adjust, spice up this move Less ways to do. I don't say less ways. Less necessary ways to do this. The Cossack squat itself is a great move already, so we don't need to add much to it, right? Kind of like vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream is great on its own, but it's also simple because it's plain. You can add some things to it, but not everything needs to be added to vanilla, right? All right, so let's get back into it. I'm gonna throw in some weight here. So exact same thing. Drop the butts and your hips. Come up. 1, 2, 3. Exhale as you push up from the floor. 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 3 minutes to go. 8, 9, 10. Just gonna add some weight again. Here, what you can do is play with the width first, obviously. So we're really trying to work the inner thigh here, and you should feel this in the glute, the hip, as well. So those are 2 main places you should feel this move. So take your time. You might need to take some breaks every now and then like me. We got about 2 minutes to go, about 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Take your time, catch your breath. Make sure the quality of your reps stays high. You can keep on adding the weight. I think that's the easiest thing to do with this move. Just add some weight, all right? But of course, you can play around with the width of the squat as well. You can also do one side at a time. So I can lean to my right, lean to my right, lean to my right, then lean to my left. And the big thing I want you guys to make sure is that you center your shoulders over your hips. A lot of times I've seen people, they'll come up at the top with the shoulders leaning forward like this. You want to make sure your shoulders are stacked over your hips before you begin the next rep. We got less than 90 seconds. 3, 4, 5. Drop the butt, not the chest. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 30 seconds to go. Just gonna repeat that last one, just like normal, and then we'll be done for the day. Got about 20 seconds to go. Ten seconds. And we are done. Okay. All right, so catch your breath. Drop those weights. We're all done. Whew. So I hope that workout made sense to you guys. Again, the focus, simple moves. This is how we're gonna do this class moving forward. Simple moves. And I'll show you guys, or make some suggestions on how you guys can spice these moves up to make them a little bit more challenging if you are into that. Otherwise, you can stick with the normal regular reps. Ain't nothing wrong with regular. All right, especially when it comes to exercise. The fundamentals work. We know they work. So that if that's all you do, that's perfectly fine. All right, you don't have to get real fancy, get real spicy, especially when you're working from home. No real need to, especially if you don't have the equipment to do so. All right. Whew. So I'm gonna grab some water. We'll stretch out in a second. So fair warning, at least with those Cossacks, just because of the nature of that move, the positioning, the way that move is done, we don't necessarily work our inner thighs in that way. So you might feel it tomorrow, but if you don't, nothing to worry about. Good for you. That just means you're probably a little bit more active than you realize, or maybe you just work those muscles more than you realize. But nonetheless, nothing to be worried about. That is an invitation for you to maybe next time we do it, try one of the variations that I suggest to spice it up. All right. So we're gonna stretch out here on the mat real quick. We're gonna come right to the glutes. All right, so straighten out the right leg. We're gonna bend the left. Step your foot over your left or your right leg. Step your left foot over your right leg. And hug it into your body. And switch to the left. And relax. Gonna switch sides. So just focus on getting your body back to normal in terms of the breathing rate. So make sure you're breathing deeply here. Not hyperventilating, but just doing your best to breathe. Take as few breaths as you can. Taking deeper breaths and just doing your best to relax is a great way to do that. And relax. We're going to come right to the left quad, grab the left ankle, pull it toward the left glute. Keep that right leg straight. You can kind of lean back a little bit, stretching out the quad right here. And coming up, going to switch sides. Again, make sure you're moving nice and slow in and out of these positions so you don't tweak anything. You got to be gentle when you're stretching. Whew. Make sure you track your workout for today. I'm also talking to myself. Hopefully you guys have heard me say it before, but I began to track my workouts for the year. I want to see how many workouts I can get for 2023. Look back at the top of the year, anticipating that I'll be feeling really good about myself. And coming up, gonna flip on over to your hands and knees. Gonna sit back in child's pose. Reaching up nice and high. You're gonna bring your arm, right arm, under and through your left. Push your right shoulder into the floor. Stretching out the back. Take a big breath in. Exhale and come up and switch. Switch sides. And go ahead, come all the way up. Come up to your feet. We're gonna come to a straddle position. Stretch out the inner thighs real quick, and we'll be on our way. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold over. Do make sure you keep taking those breaths here so you don't feel like you're gonna pass out. Bring the left hand to the right ankle. Breath in, exhale, switch sides. And coming up. So that's our class for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all for joining me. Hope to see y'all on Thursday for the next class of P.P.L. at noon. Hope y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Holla.